Today in your family this week with Precious Caleb, possible reasons why some men want to have children, so many children. There are some selfish reasons, there are some personal reasons. We are trying to say that there are fathers out there that desire to have many children, but the problem is that they are not prepared to take care of them. And we want to look at the reasons why these fathers want to have many children. They are not prepared to take care of adequately. All right, number one reason could be cultural or societal expectations. You can take your pen and paper and put it down, because if we look at the reasons why these children are being produced, being littered on our streets, in our communities, by fathers that don't care, then we'll be able to arrest the situation. So number one major reason why fathers want to have many children they are not ready to take care of could be because of cultural or societal expectations. In some cultures, having many children is seen as a symbol of masculinity. Okay, yes, they see it as a symbol of wealth. So some fathers are now under pressure to prove to people out there that they are masculine men. Yes, so that they can produce children, that they have so many cells in them, that in their loins there are so many children that are waiting to come out. So as their brothers are producing, they are producing. So production of children is now competition to prove who is more masculine than others in the society. You know, in some places where some of us come from, they want to ask that man, how many children does that man have? Somebody will say he has, they won't say he has 2. They will say he has only 2. And nobody will want to hear that only 2. Rather, they will say that he has so many children. You see the expression? That is what is dragging so many men into producing the number of children they are not sure and they are not prepared of taking care of. Societal or cultural expectations. In some places too, if there are some titles that should be given to some men, there will be consideration of the number of children they have. In some parts too, when they want to share land, portions of land or property, okay, in a community or in extended family, they will always say, this one, he get only 5 children now, so why will you give him 10 plots of land? Why the other one has 11 children? Check him now. So may we no do like that. The one we get plenty children, now we go give plenty land. Have you seen it now? So some men that don't really have anything on ground to take care of children, they want to produce these children so that they will use to answer present. Those that have 10 children, raise your hands, they will raise. Those that have 5, come out here, they will come out. And the one that has 2 or 3 will just sit quietly waiting, hoping that they will eventually remember to give him, even if it's a piece from a plot of land. Have you seen it now? And that will now make us to go to those in the society or in our communities, in our cultural settings, that man pressure silently or loudly, directly or indirectly on men to be producing children, to ask them, what do we have to use to take care of these children? Who are we even trying to impress? Who is doubting our masculinity? And the person doubting it, what does the person owe us, or what do we owe the person? What contribution does the person have to the future of these children? We are trying to say that those people that are mounting pressure on people to produce children, they should please consider the risk in producing children that we are not ready to take care of. We are also saying that fathers may feel pressure to conform to all these expectations that people have on them. Even if they are not financially prepared, they may be pressured to start producing children they are not capable of taking care of. It is a very big challenge. Then the next thing is ego and pride. Some men, not because the society is pressuring them to produce, to prove that they are masculine, to prove that they are wealthy, they just want to, express pride. They want to display ego by producing children. You understand? So some fathers may view having more children as a way to feed their ego, to demonstrate their strength, their worth, their relevance, their contribution to the society. So they just want to show that they belong here, that they are powerful. This one is not because of masculinity or wealth, but so that they will gain respect from people. You know, in some places, they don't want to ever imagine that a man cannot produce a child. Yes, it is a kind of taboo in a society where this man does not have a child. So they don't even want to know whether the fault, the challenge is from the woman or from the man. So far, that is the man. He say, Amaya Gechi. That the lineage will soon close. The man no fit produce, as if it is in the hands of the man totally to produce. So some, when they produce, they feel high like this. They display ego, that they have conquered those that believe that they will not be able to have, and to celebrate what they have conquered, they want to have more. And those that felt they won't be able to have, after they've had one, they will put another one, they'll have two, then the third one. Sometimes say let's make it seven. They produce pam. Is mainly because they want to prove that that they are not weak. They want to boost their ego. They want to celebrate themselves. So the first one will come, piam, second, piam, fourth, third. They say 7. They say, okay, let's make it 10. Let them know, and they believe that that is what draws more respect for them. But those children, there is no adequate plan to take care of them. Resources are not there. A man that earns 100,000 naira a month is trying to produce 10 children in this our current situation. Just tell me. Anyway, let me not say 100,000. How many even earn up to 100,000? These are about 50 or 30. And those children will eat every day. Calculate breakfast every day. Calculate what dinner is. Okay, even if you do pap 500 in the morning, you put sachets of milk, about 5. Or don't children take milk? Before you know it, breakfast alone has taken about 5,000. Yes, now 500. You put milk, you put sugar, you bring akara, or you bring mai, you mix it, you take them to school. You put fuel in your car, take them to school, or you give them snacks money, or you give them transport money. They go and come back, and of course they will bathe. Toiletries will be there. At the end, discover that in a month you have spent more than your salary on your children. So what then are you supposed to do? You think again. You think again, because the pride will disappear when people begin to mock you because of your inability to take care of those children. Anyway, that, by the way, I don't know your pocket, but we are giving you reasons why some men go into producing children they are sure they are not prepared to cater for. All right, the next is lack of education or family planning. In some cases, fathers may not even have access to education. They don't know about family planning. Those that know, they don't believe in family planning. You understand now? Some of them, they just want to be, having expression of emotions with the woman around, or the women they have around, and they don't know how to cage the shootout, and the shootout will just be going in piam, and they are taking corners. You don't have adequate money, and you piam. This one, your wife is pregnant, and the egg splits, becomes twins, triplets, haba. And you just finished it. Your wife just came back from hospital. In less than 3 months, you're itching, and the thing is itching you. You don't even know about family planning. You can go to a hospital or medical center, or go to a medical doctor. You help you to know. It's everything I would say here. Help you to know some things you need to do, so that even if you must sleep with your wife as she's still breastfeeding, there are things you're supposed to do. There are things you're supposed to do. You can, I don't know, let me not teach you some things here. There are things you're supposed to do to ensure that you don't endanger the life of the woman by getting the woman pregnant again and producing children that you're not ready for, because you don't know how many will come next time. So father should please gain education in that area. And to this, I charge those that are working, those that are in offices, in civil service, to from time to time organize workshops, organize trainings, okay, for those that are working. Some are working but they're not educated in that area. They don't know the measures to take to ensure that they don't produce children that are not ready for. Let them know what to wear. Let them know what the woman can wear. Let them know the ones the woman may need to insert. Let them just go to hospital and be taught, or let the training be organized in your place of work, in your place of worship, in the community. Let there be an awareness. That's my own suggestion. And if you notice that anytime you hug your wife, piam, you kiss your wife, piam, everything like that, I beg, ask for help. Yes, so that you don't keep producing children that you look at them, you hate them. You hate them. Not because they offended you, but because they are stressing you and straining your financial capacity. So there is need for men to be educated in that area. We are focusing on men now. I'm not talking to women on this matter. Okay, all right. So there could be lack of education or lack of family planning. Men can be involved in family planning. Even in the act, there is an extent you get to, you know that you don't shoot. You don't shoot. If you must shoot, please come out and redirect your pistol. You know, and if at all you must shoot, there is a way you shoot, and there won't be any connection. I'm not the one to teach you those ones. So don't forget, I'm a pastor's wife. I'm a pastor's daughter. You don't expect me to teach. All right, that is on a lighter note anyway. So lack of education of family, lack of family planning could be one of the reasons why some fathers produce children more than they are capable of taking care of. Then I'll give you this one that will shock you: poverty and economic insecurity. I was talking with a pastor, a doctor friend the other time. I said, I hope this were just passing at a place. I saw plenty children. I said, all these people, how are they doing this in this type of place? Sometimes men think that because of poverty, they don't have this, they don't have this. The only thing they have is the body of their wives. Are you following me? So when frustration hits them outside, when hunger hits them, the only food they have available that they may not need to go outside and pay money to buy, or is just the body of their wife. So without anything, they just enter, piam, 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 and their satisfaction is on the so as they are trying to get themselves relieved from the tension of hunger, frustration, pain, rejection, and all the stuff, they just mount everything on their wives. And the peak of their enjoyment is the release of children. And if any of the cells gets to the right place, there is fertilization, and a baby is about coming. Another child is coming out. So most times, in a place that is poverty stricken, men seem to dampen the pains, the frustration of not having enough money by going into sexual expressions with their wives. And of course, some of them, of course, you know, may not be that educated, or those that are educated may not even be able to afford family planning materials or measures. You understand? So they just go in like that, raw. And the next thing, as they are getting themselves, children are being released, hoping to have where they will stay for 9 months before coming into this world. Are you getting it now? So it is a very big problem. But in that issue of poverty and economic insecurity, there are some men that believe that the more children they produce, the more they are getting, they are making investment for their retirement or at old age. So they say, let me have plenty children, so that maybe this one, and when this one is 7 years, you will go and do boy for somebody at Lagos. This one will go and do house help there. You just born children and scatter them. And those people that those children, as those children are staying in those places, they are not the ones that are feeding them. They are not the ones that are paying their school fees. Those people are paying their school fees, clothing them, doing everything. But from time to time, we'll be sending them money. So they are trying to produce children that they are going to use to generate the money they could not make by themselves. At that, you see that they are producing children they are not planning to take care of. Rather, they are planning to use the children to make money. Are you following what I'm saying? So sometimes in a poverty-stricken areas, people produce more children because they want to use that children for economic security. They want to use the children for as if that is their collateral for what they want to get from people, or possibly that those children are going to be their dividends, are going to be the investment that will be yielding dividends to them. So those children are there. They will send them to go and hawk. You see small children hawking water, sachet water on the road. You see them hawking every and anything. You see them getting involved in labor, carrying blocks, trying to do this and that, because their parents are sending them out to go and fetch money. Sadly enough, some of those fathers will just sit in the house, tie wrapper, use chewing stick, raise their legs, be watching football match, they will or be reading newspaper, or be gisting, playing draft in the neighborhood, and send the children, because they have formed a conglomerate. They send the children to go and produce money, go there and beg people, go and wash people's car, go and clean the compound of that person, go there and farm for somebody. And when the children come back in the evening, say, okay, you, how much did you make? They will say only 1,000. Why be that one? You, how much do you make? And they will collect the money from the children. The next day they send them out. So they believe that the number of children they produce will determine the number of economic avenues for them. That's bad. So some of these children around that are unhappy, they are unhappy because their fathers produce them to use them to be making money, and not because their fathers love them to take care of them. I hope we are all picking what we are saying. My name is Precious Caleb. I'm the one hosting you today in your Family This Week with Precious Caleb under Family on Focus International, a fully registered NGO that is trying to reach out to the singles, the married, the separated, the divorced, and the widowed, because we want relationships to work, we want marriages to be sweeter, and we want homes to be peaceful. That is why we are saying that it is wrong for a father to produce a child or children that he is not ready to take care of. And now we are looking at some selfish reasons, or some possible reasons why fathers, men, produce the number of children that are not ready to take care of. And we said number one could be because of societal pressure or cultural expectations, whereby it is a display of masculinity or wealth if you have certain number of children. Then in another aspect, we say that it could be because of ego and pride. Somebody wants to prove that he's a man, not just because society is looking at him, but just because he wants to prove that he's a man. So he'll be producing to let others know that he's a man. The next is because of lack of education or lack of family planning. They don't know about this. They don't have understanding of what it means and how it's going to turn out. They just go there, have sex with the women, produce children at the peak of their, at the peak of their sexual expression. Children are pumped out. Yes, and that's all for the men. They just go. Some don't even know about family planning. They don't know that there are things they can take in, there are things they can put on their bodies, there are things they can put on the bodies of the women, there are some things they can insert in their bodies or in the bodies of that. They just don't know, and they don't care to know. And we are calling on some organizations, we are calling on religious groups and any, or even those in the community, to please create an awareness so that some of these men will know the dangers of going into sexual expression without family planning or without an economic insecurity. That's the fourth one: poverty and economic insecurity. I will say that most times when people are battling with poverty, the only thing they have in their hands at that time is the body of their wife. So what do? They just climb there, they just use the wife, and to ease off the whole tension, they pump cells inside the body, and those cells might go and meet the cells, the eggs ready, and the babies are formed. Those babies will come out as human beings that those fathers are not ready to take care of, because they just wanted to enjoy themselves as life no favor them out there. May they manage the one way they inside. The next we said in that poverty and economic insecurity is that some produce these children because they feel that the number of children they have will determine the number of sources of income they have. So they produce like 5, they say no, it's not, no, produce more, like 10, okay, so that this one will become this one will go there, this one will do this one will do this. And most times first sons or first daughters, first children, they suffer it more. The parents will try and train that child to pass maybe primary school until you see your younger ones are behind you, say yes, I've trained you, your duty now is train the younger ones. It is wrong. There is no child that should train other children. Training of the children should be done by the parents, especially the father. So you don't produce children so that your first child or the first set will now take care of the younger ones. No, that is what is happening to so many, and they believe that when those ones grow, they will be able to, be sending them things. So they produce as many as they want, not because they love those children, but because they want to use those children to satisfy. The next we have is polygamy, or multiple sexual relationship, or multiple relationship. You see, some believe that one wife is not enough. We'll talk about that some other time, because you realize that the problem is not even about the woman married first. It's because of unbridled passion for sex. It's not about that. So anyway, that by the way. So when we are talking about polygamy or multiple relationships, we are trying to say that in some cultures or in some communities, there are some people that they have free mind or free attitude towards having as many wives as they want. And of course, when those women come, each of them will be struggling to have more children than the other. So, and as they are competing, more children are coming out, more than the number that the man can take care of. So if you marry 2 wives, this one has 3. Before you marry the second one will want to have 4. So that the 4th one will be an edge she has above the one that is her senior, so that it will be equal. And this one will now say, is that will look for a way and produce, and the women will be competing. You understand? And sometimes the man will even, because this one is here, this one is here, this one is here, want to have sex with all of them. And what if all of them they take in at the same time? And the man is not even ready. We're not talking about the finance here. Something that polygamy is okay if the man has money. There is enough money. Last week we talked about resources being available. It's not just about money. It's not about money. How can you divide yourself, into all the number of children you have, to be able to be spending quality time with them, to be, looking into their life, to be watching them? You can't do that effectively. If they are more than you can handle. It's not about money. Money is not all that matters in raising a child. Okay. So polygamy is a very serious factor, because you see some people that even plan to have like 2, 3 children. When the second wife comes in, the second will start thinking of having another child or other children that will bear her own name. So at that, the man is facing the issue of having more than the number he can handle. It becomes a problem. Or those that will just go and be sleeping around with women, and this one will call and say, I don't get belly. The man will say, hey, he say, hey, waiting now. And that one will call, I don't get belly. So children are littered everywhere. There are some people that is only during their funeral that you begin to see other children he had when he was alive. Yes, so because as they travel, as they go on transfers, as they do business, as they mingle, both in church, both in place of work, they keep mingling, and children are being given birth to. And some of those children giving birth to, they don't even know their fathers. Sometimes they are pushed to some people that will be acting as their fathers. But it's after that they will realize that those ones are not even their real fathers. Their real fathers are the other place, battling with the number of children he has littered so many places. And those children are not growing under their real fathers that will be able to mold their lives, being their real role model. So it is a very big problem. So we are trying to say that there are so many reasons why these things happen, and one of them is polygamy or multiple relationship. Then the sixth point is lack of emotional maturity. Some fathers might not be emotionally prepared to take on the responsibilities of parenthood, leading to lack of consideration or the consequence of having many children. You see, there is what we call maturity when it comes to relationship. You see, you can be in a relationship with somebody for years and sex will not be part of it. I'm telling you the gospel truth. And if at all for any reason sex steps comes in, two of you should be matured enough to know that it doesn't really, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And if at all you must fall, if you want to fall, clear ground and fall on a better ground, so that you don't fall the type of fall that will produce children that you're not ready for. Am I supporting you to fall? No. But if at all you're overtaken by sin, don't allow that sin you're overtaken by to produce children that will be living in pains and be hating you and be hating the society and even be hating God that brought them into that life of suffering because you did not prepare well. So there is need for emotional maturity. We have done a talk here in Hear Me Out Talk Show. We had a talk on just before the sex, before you get into sexual activity or relationship with anybody, you have few seconds to think. You always have few seconds to think before the real act takes place. So the few seconds you have, you can use to button up your clothes, zip up your trouser, pull your clothes up and say no. Why? Because when you look into the future, you ask yourself, this sexual activity will not last more than 1 hour, but what will come out of it might last more than 1 year, more than 10 years, more than a decade, more than a generation. So why not be futuristic? Ask yourself, just before this sex, is there anything that I need to know? Is there anything I need to know? And a child comes out of it, or even if a child doesn't come out of it. Now, what if it now makes you to feel that all is well? One day, the child might come out of it, and you're not prepared for it. It's not about the money you have. Emotionally, are you stable to take care of that child? Some fathers are not matured emotionally when it comes to sex. Some also are not matured, emotionally when it comes to relating with people. There are some that when they see women, their bodies will change. No. I will not do this one. You must come to a point where you say, no. This is a line I must not cross. That is emotional maturity. No matter what. I have some friends that are like that. God surrounded me with good friends that I know that are just good. They are good. If you don't have friends that are matured emotionally, you're taking a very big risk. Okay, and you as a man, whether it's outside or with your wife, know how to say no, because you're matured. You can reason it. You can perceive. You can sense it that this one is going to produce. This is going to be the outcome, and you're not fully prepared to take on that. So lack of emotional maturity is one of the major reasons why children are produced by fathers that are not ready to care for them. Then we have the one we call biological drive. In some research, we see that some men have inborn or innate biological drive to produce children. It overrides them from time to time that every time naturally they want, I don't know what to call that one. Those in health can tell you. There are some men that what they are producing is more than what they can manage. So at that, if they don't seek for medical attention or a help from experts in that area, they will be causing trouble. Yeah, so there are some that they sleep with a woman in the night 2 times. It's not enough. 3 times. I don't even know how their own pump 3, 4, 5 times at a time. They are not satisfied. They finish, they get up, they start again. They go, haba. So at that, satisfying them becomes a problem, and the craving will keep going till they keep littering children everywhere. Some of them, it's not because they don't know the dangers, but biologically they can't manage it. At that, you speak out, go and seek for medical help. Go and open up to an expert in that area medically. Let them tell you what to do. If what you're producing is more than what you can manage, look for how you can be helped, because it's becoming too embarrassing. Yes, because you now sleep with the woman when she's ovulating and when she's not ovulating, when she's in her hospital, when she is there is no, you cannot wait, because, and she too, she's afraid that if she doesn't cooperate, wahala will burst. For what self? Which wahala will even burst? That has not been bursting all this while anyway. I just whisper to women. So you just need to go and talk to an expert that will help you, because you don't know. One careless move when you are out of control can land you into trouble. Maybe after 2-3 years, the child will appear. They will bring the child and say, this is the result of. You say, when? Why? You say, nah, so, like that too. It's just that something happened, we didn't meet again. Are you serious? And you look at the child, look at yourself, everything. No need for DNA. It's because of this biological drive. Some are really dying in silence because of this. They can't control it. They don't know what to do, because what they are producing is more than what they can contain in their system. And we tell them to open up to medical experts to help them, because there are those that are good at that. Okay, the next is now social status and prestige. In some communities, like I said before, they want to use it as a way to show. So we are saying that these things should be considered. The final one I have for you here is that it could be as a result of uncontrolled life, the life that is not controlled by the spirit. Okay, so we say that you need to go to God, let God help you, because any man that is under the influence and control of the Holy Spirit will readily, scale through all these hurdles and produce the number of children as God enables him, that he has the resources to take care of. And I pray for you that God will help you. May God help you so that your relationship will work. May God help you that your marriage will be sweeter. May God help you that your home will be peaceful, in the name of Jesus. And those of you that have produced the number of children that you're not able to take care of, as you have realized that the error came from you, not from those children, I pray for you that God will open the doors of heaven, windows of heaven also unto you, that the resources needed to take care of these children with love will be made available to you, so that those children will not grow as unhappy children and be blaming their fathers and the society for not caring for them. And those children will grow to love God and serve him all the days of their lives. The Lord bless you. Precious Caleb is my name. I'm your friend, and I'm glad I hosted you today. We'll continue this talk next week, because eventually our relationships will work, our marriages will be sweeter, and our homes will be peaceful. The Lord bless you. I love you all. God bless you.